I am back today, and before I fully get into this message, I want to say that this is um, a trigger and a trauma warning. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna do my eyebrows while I'm prepping to speak to you guys, but this is a trigger and a trauma warning because, and see, that's what it is. I I was consulting with Spirit about whether to go ahead and release the live or to delay the release. And I really wanted to connect with you guys. But Spirit was just telling me to wait, to hold on to it. And I realize now it's because um someone needs to be informed of the trigger before they watch the message. So thank you, Spirit, and thank you for leading me to be obedient. So I've already cleansed my space, so I'm gonna do it again though because I feel led to that, and just clean out negative energy of my aura and the aura of my body, soul, and spirit of my sensual community, transmuting those energies into higher ones of peace, protection, provision, purposeful alignment, intuitive clarity, as I deliver this message to the sensual community and myself. Okay, because I am very much also talking to myself in this particular message. And so, like I was saying, there is a trigger and trauma warning for in relation to childhood trauma because yesterday I was really having a hard time getting through the day, feeling scattered brain, having issues with negative self-talk, feeling like any effort or all effort that I'm doing, y'all. The mess is already starting. I'm gonna put this down right now so that I can focus on this intro. Just feeling like any and all efforts that I'm making in life are amounting to nothing and everything. And I saw this clip, and a young lady said that her cousin told her that the cousin communicated to her that she was having issues parenting her children through a space in their childhood in which she had not been parented. And when I say that touched me, because I'm like, how the hell? How the hell is it possible for someone to speak so directly into what I've been feeling? And I realized that my daughter is at an age where I came in contact with probably the most forceful amount of childhood trauma that I can remember in my childhood, like the most quantity wise and the most impact wise. And I realized, and I even sat my daughter down and I talked to her and I told her, I said, babe, I went through a very traumatic experience and set of experiences at the age that you are now. And there's a part of me that resents it. I don't resent you. You're not doing anything wrong, but I lash out and I can be irritable because I resent that. I'm still healing from it. It's hurtful. It's scary. The 9-year-old me is still very much stuck there. Like there's places in your life in which you can get stuck mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I'm like, 9-year-old me is definitely something that a place that I get stuck at. And so, I had to talk to her about my personal experiences. And I had to talk to her about my personal experiences. And give me 1 second, you guys. Let's see. Okay. I had to, really tap in with my personal experiences. And, all right, you guys, I had to get a energy up out of here. Hold on, let me reset my energy. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. There we go. So anyway, let me reset my energy. Transmuting negative energies, intentions, intentions, actions, thoughts, beliefs into higher energies of peace, and being able to focus and deliver this message. So, okay, what I was saying is that message and that realization, even me sitting down with my daughter and communicating with her, like, being open enough, vulnerable enough to communicate with her what I was feeling. It was like the 9-year-old girl in me was speaking to the 9-year-old girl in her and telling her, look, I'm in a space of feeling like I need to protect us both because I never want you to experience what I experienced. So I'm in helicopter mode as a mother, but also because I experienced it, I am projecting my trauma onto you by hovering over your experience, or feeling like because I'm afraid that you might experience what I experienced, that I am being fussy or being irritable, and it's just coming off all wrong, and I apologize, and I need to reset, and I need to go inside, and I need to take care of that 9-year-old girl. So with that being said, and protect coming out at the bottom of the deck earlier, I just mindlessly shuffle sometimes, but let me pull that card back out because this message is entitled protect versus escape. And in receiving this message from Spirit, with Spirit letting me know, hey, that 9-year-old girl, that experience, that fear, that trauma, it's surfacing. And the reason why I got that message was because Spirit was letting me know, why escapism had become something that I had been so enthralled in, so focused on. I'm usually like a super focused person, and even though there's the card, and even though I struggle sometimes with focus, like because my mind is scattered, because I'm a free thinker, because, some people label it as ADHD, and stuff like that. I usually am pretty focused, pretty self-motivated, pretty driven, and I was having some issues with it. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the damn problem? Why am I so far into procrastination? Why am I so far into escapism to the point where I'm really shocked myself? Like, I really am feeling like, I'm gonna shuffle these cards again. Like, I don't even recognize myself. And thank you, Spirit, for those words. And what Spirit revealed to me is this escapism, which is directly tied to procrastination, is because you're escaping the memories and the trigger of your daughter's age, mirroring your age where you experienced so much trauma that you're running to escapism. Being on social media too long, indulging in conversations or gossip, and I'm not a gossipy person, but sometimes just escaping into even listening to other people do it. It just takes your mind off how you feel, procrastinating at things that are super important to me. And I can't quite figure out, like, why is this thing at the top of my brain? Why is it so important to me, but I don't want to do it? I feel afraid to approach it. I feel afraid to tackle it. I feel immediately and instantaneously overwhelmed by things that I'm actually passionate about and that I actually would like to do. And it's because escapism through different methods is what I'm using to cope with the pain, the fear, the anxiety, the abandonment, the confusion of being a child dealing with childhood trauma, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. And Spirit is letting me know that there's other people feeling this way, and that's why I had so much trouble getting Thursday's message out, because I've been dealing with this energy for several days. I had so much trouble getting Thursday's intuitive message out. I rescheduled it for Friday. I couldn't get it out. So here I am again, attempting to get it out, but this time it's flowing because Spirit gave me the words to be able to express verbally what it is that I had been dealing with. And even a friend highlighted for me, like, hey, Also, in single motherhood, when you felt abandoned in that moment as a child, you're also dealing with abandonment on top of dealing of adult abandonment, on top of dealing with childhood abandonment while raising a child and trying to nurture your inner child and trying to nurture her inner child when you weren't parented properly in that space. So, she was essentially highlighting, like, no wonder you fucking triggered. Why wouldn't you be triggered? Like, be kind to yourself and understanding. And earlier when I was shuffling through the deck, I chose not to pull it, but compassion stood out to me. And compassion, and so many cards are coming out that's making sense to this message, but I'm gonna wait till I actually start to really receive them. Like, compassion stood out to me because this is a space where us that parents that have or are parenting children while healing their own trauma, we need to give ourselves some compassion. And in giving ourselves that grace and compassion, we can grow. Plants grow in the softness of soil. Yes, it's packed with nutrients. Yes, it is sustaining. Yes, it is strong, but at the same time, it's soft. It's soft, and the more you water it and the more you nurture it and the more you mix up those fertilizers and add to it, the more that plant grows and prospers and produces fruit and produces medicine and produces life that is able to pour back into its grower or pour back into the beings, people, living things that are meant to benefit from what it has been able to grow into. It has taken those I just heard that. It has taken those nutrients and it has taken those moments of harsh weather and it has taken photosynthesis and it has transmuted in that water all of those things into something beautiful that is nourishing for others. And in raising your child, both your inner child and your physical child that you were a part of creating, you have to pour compassion and grace into yourself and give your inner child, I'm already getting emotional, give your inner child what you needed. And we're going to go through spiritually. You guys, I apologize. I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair because this table is a little bit low. We're going to go through what Spirit wants you to know, wants us to know, because this message is just as much for me about this process. Okay, so the first card that came out on the bottom of the deck, like I said, I chose to entitle this message Protect versus Escape. And the very first card that really caught my attention, because I already knew what this message was about, was the Protect card when I saw it on the bottom of the deck. And it says, you're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. It's important, though, that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. And y'all see this card. It has a check mark and a shield. And I hear your protection is in place. Grab hold to it, like on the back of a shield, where you see in movies and things like that, where you grab the back of it to shield yourself. I just heard your protection is in place, and I'm assuming that's coming from the spiritual realm and even transferring over into the physical realm as well. Just grab a hold to it, because see what it is that little child in you, in those places in your childhood, because a lot of us have multiple inner child points or wounds, different ages where we experience different traumas. I know I do. That child doesn't know how to grab onto protection. But the beauty of adulthood is that you get to make choices when you were vulnerable and you were choiceless. And that's why the choice card stood out to me earlier. You were choiceless, or at least, or you may have been made to feel like you were not empowered when you might have been, but you were made to feel like you weren't because of what you experienced. Now you have a choice to grab onto your protection, to choose to protect yourself in ways that you desire. Not only protect yourself, but in the way that you desire. So it's like, and I hear even boundaries with your children, like, and this is, I heard specifically for someone that may have a teenager or those children that are going into that space where they're going to push back on those boundaries and rules of engagement. Yeah, you can love them and set boundaries. You need to love them and set boundaries. Like, it's necessary, because they need to learn what it's like to set a boundary within, and then set rules of engagement for others, and then also what it feels like to receive a rule of engagement and to set a boundary with another. They need to know what that healthy balance is. And I'm feeling, for whatever reason it's been on my mind, I'm feeling this is about protection. I'm feeling this urge to put my hood on, and I've been feeling it before I even started the message, because I just heard protect your crown. Spirit, let's clarify what that is. Yes, the relationship energies with yourself is centered around protection, and I just heard protect your crown. Let's clarify what that is, Spirit. What is protect your crown about? The listen card came out. This says you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on that wisdom. This card said now is the time to put some protection in place. Baby, listen to your inner voice. I heard inner child first before I said voice, but that inner child voice that's when you're most connected to spirit, because you don't have all these interruptions. You haven't been programmed not to listen to your intuition yet. So when the child say, I'm hot, I'm tired, don't touch me, they mean that shit, because they're speaking directly from an intuitive place. Listen to your inner child and your inner voice. This is what this is. This is a protection of your crown. This is not allowing yourself to be inundated by those things, those traumas that are now can be the voice in your head, the voice in your gut that are telling you bullshit that is harmful to you. Me putting this hood on is representative of protection and listening to your own inner voice, not the stuff that's coming. I just heard coming through your helmet. Put your helmet on, the whole armor of God. I'm not sure what that scripture is right now, the exact book, chapter, verse of that scripture, but you know the scripture that I'm talking about if you're a person that is familiar with or has read the Bible or even just has heard that. Put on the whole armor of God, the breastplate, the helmet. It's time to put that whole armor on, but you're putting the armor on against bringing your trauma into your adulthood and then projecting that onto your children. You're protecting yourself. The armors, a lot of times we're made to feel like it's stuff that's coming from the outside, but this armor that you're putting on is to protect yourself from the bullshit that came from the outside and it became part of you. It became attached to you. It became attached to your cells, just like a lot of autoimmune issues or diseases. They attach to your DNA and genetically modify. You have been genetically modified, baby. It's giving GMO, but we're trying to get back to our organic state. We're not only are we trying, we're going to get back to our organic state. The number 1212 and the number 2 are standing out to me right now. And in relation to the energy, the relationship with yourself, because this whole message about the relationship with yourself is calling for focus. It's calling for focus. I just heard Spirit say, I got my eye on you. This is once again going back to protection. Focus card says you're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working for you and towards what is. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step towards creating an amazing life. Come on, man. The number 2 is representative of wisdom. 1 is representative of knowledge. 3 is representative of understanding. So when you put 1 and 2 together, 12, you got knowledge and wisdom. Does that not bring understanding? Let's get into it for real. Does that not bring focus? When you understand what your path and your purpose is, does that not bring focus? It's eagle's eye view. I got my eye on the prize is what I just heard. So you're shifting your focus away from that inner turmoil and you're transmuting that and alchemizing that into focus, getting your eye on the prize. And what is it that Spirit, these are flipping over, what is it that Spirit really wants you to know about this, about the focus, about the healing? What is the right word? There's a word Spirit wants me to put there. About the grace that you need to be allowing yourself in this journey of getting down in there and digging up the root, digging up the bullshit up out of there. The card that came out is believe. You're being asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams. It's time for that idea that is lived inside your heart to be brought into the world so others can benefit from it. Believe you can bring it to life, and you would do exactly that. And the thumbnail that I put on this message was a heart. And I meant to say it earlier, but it's coming out now. I'm being reminded this is a heart space message. This is a heart chakra message. Baby, this is about matters of the heart. Believe. You got to have the belief to match the focus. And this just brings it to me. Last night, in getting this message about turning childhood trauma into protection of my inner child and protection of my child as well, I heard Spirit say the belief is in the heart, not the tongue. Because there was a separate message where I was getting about, you know what I'm saying, moving in silence. And essentially Spirit was letting me know, be quiet. Because all that talking that you're doing, and I'll do a separate message about this, all that talking that you're doing is lifting your protection. Because you're putting it into energy's hands that don't understand your focus. So you're speaking out loud, really seeking validation in a rebuttal from someone else, but Spirit said belief is in the heart, not the tongue. Not, you know what I'm saying? Obviously the power of the tongue is really strong, but the reason you can say something is because you believe it. So this card right here, Spirit is wanting to confirm your focus needs to be rooted in belief, self-belief that you can heal and move away from what doesn't serve you, that you can progress and move towards what does serve you, okay? And believe that the vision that you've been given is absolutely coming to fruition, absolutely already into fruition, that your protection is already in place, that what you're hearing is true and valid. And we're going to get into Spirit. What are the obstacles and challenges of what you're leading us towards? Release. Why do y'all play with me? Why do y'all play with me? I said, Spirit, what are the obstacles and challenges? What is this? Release? Let it the fuck go? It is time. You are ready. We are ready. We have done the work. And I just recently heard a really popular influence mogul say, she told a really long story, but the short version was, she had a health problem and they had not found the root. And even though she was doing all the work to heal it, she was not healing properly because she did not know what the root is. We are ready to release. All the stuff that we've done on the surface, it doesn't go to waste. Us making our garden beautiful does not go to waste. Us raising our children in a better way than we were raised, it doesn't go to waste. But it can fall by the wayside if we don't get down in there and pull the root. Pulling up the root of something toxic does not fuck up all of the garden. That spot might be ugly for a little while, baby, but we're going to get right back to it because we made all this beautiful. We were able to alchemize and make all this beautiful. I need you to believe that even getting down to that root, you can refocus and it can still be beautiful. My eyes being drawn to this card from my herbal deck. I'm going to pull it later and see how it connects. I feel like it connects focus and belief. I'm going to put it right there. It's time to let it go so that you can soar. The release card says you're being asked to release any toxic people or situations from your life. And I just heard from your mind, from your spirit. This is so much inner. I don't even want to use the word work. This is inner release because the work has really been done on a lot of our parts. This is about release. It's simply letting it go at this point. You done dug that. I just heard Spirit say, we're not even digging it up, baby. It's for a lot of people, this message is going to bring clarity of what the root is. And you're going to find that you have already dug it up. You just got to take that weed root and dispose of it. Let it break down in your compost bin is what I just heard. Let it be fertilizer for the vitality of the plant that you're actually wanting to grow. Stop letting your shit overgrow with bullshit. Pull them motherfuckers up by the root. Release says you're being asked to release any toxic people or situations, mindsets out here. You deserve to be free of all drama. This is the first step toward achieving that. There's a lot of firsts here. It's times here. That one knowledge, the knowledge of what the root is the first. The wisdom is the life experience. And then knowledge and wisdom together, you're understanding in this moment with the 3 represents understanding in this moment that release is the next by her viable step. That's the only thing that makes sense. Okay, Spirit, I just was gifted that release is the next. Ooh, Lord, y'all see all these cards that fell out, right? I said release is the next viable step. I was asking Spirit to confirm that message. What the fuck came out? Let it go. She is also releasing a bird. In this release, you just see the hands. In this release, you see the whole body. Baby, when I say pull up the root, see here you identified and you understand what you need to release. Right here, you letting that shit come up out your whole body. You see almost the full of a person. It being a woman is significant. The compassion, the grace, the feminine energy of nurturing yourself. Even about talking to a man, understand that we possess both. You need to be kind to yourself, like how it feels when your granny or woman you love that loves you, sister, partner, whatever. That softness, you need to give that to yourself as a woman or a man, girl or a boy. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you and you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. Release it and be free. You cannot even enjoy the fruits of your labor, the fruits of the plants that you've been nurturing. Oh my God, this part of the message is for me, baby, because I've been working so hard towards my dreams. And I'm still feeling all of this shit coming up and I'm not being able to really take in the fact that I am getting there step by step. And I saw a message last night of an artist that was saying that her regrets, and now this is making sense, that one of her biggest regrets is not enjoying and taking in her small, middle, and big accomplishments in the moment because she was working so hard. Baby, it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You planted the seed of what you want your life to be, and you're watching it grow, using your trauma as fertilizer. But there's a part of you that wants to keep holding on to that root because it's familiar and what you know, but let it the fuck go. It's that simple. That is where your protection lies. Is listening to your inner voice telling you to let it go. And I just heard Spirit say, but how? I heard Spirit say, like, y'all want to know how. Okay, we gonna clarify that. Ask for help. How? Yo necesito ayuda. I need help. That's how you ask for help. And I heard in the ways that you need it. For the first thing that came to my mind is money. If it's money, then ask for help. If it's money, then ask for help. If it's kindness, then ask for help. If it's a hug, then ask for help. The card says you're being asked to request help from another. You don't need to deal with the issue alone. There are many, and I also hear right now from Spirit, from God, your spiritual relationship. There are many people who want to help you, and it's up to you to bravely ask for help. Ask for their support. It's a sign of strength to reach out. Do that today. A lot of times we're dealing with childhood trauma. We don't know who to or how to ask for help because a lot of abusers are coming from a narcissistic place, and they're letting us know, like, this is the only, I feed you, I clothe you, I do this for you. You know what I'm saying? So there's nowhere to get help, but a lot of times there was help. Or a lot of times, like for in my situation, I had to deal with CPS. That I don't trust that system because they didn't handle me properly either. So a lot of us grew up not trusting help because it wasn't a safe place. But you're in a grown now, and you're in charge of how you are able to navigate life. Ask the fuck for help. Ask for what you need. If a person tells you no or they give you negative energy, move on. You're not a child. You don't got to deal with shit you don't want to deal with. That is no longer your plight. That's part of what you need to be releasing. It's feeling like you have to take on other people's burdens and projections. So I'm just going to ask Spirit to clarify, like, if we're able, when I'm going to say when we're able to let things go, what is the outcome of that? And a few cards fell out. First of all, receive. It's going to put you in a position to receive the blessings you've been asking for. It's going to put you in a position to surrender the roots of those weeds that have been planted in you since childhood, and be able to use that, throw that in your compost pile, like I said, and use that for fertilizer to grow the things that you truly desire in your life. Because you've been dreaming and you've been thinking about things and you've been working towards it, but you like, I don't think this is ever going to really come true, because as a child you didn't really feel like you were going to ever get out of that situation, and you're still carrying that child within you. You still acting like you're a victim, and you were a victim. I'm not invalidating that, minimizing it, but you're still acting like the victim when you are really free, but you don't see yourself that way. It's just like when people are incarcerated and they get out into the quote unquote real world. Let's be clear, incarceration is a real part of the real world, but people use that terminology and they like, I want to go back to prison. I want to commit a crime because I'm more comfortable there. Don't be comfortable in prison, the prison of your own mind, heart, body, and spirit. Don't be comfortable there. When you ask for help, you're going to be able to receive the blessings you've been asking. Surrender to them and create what it, the life, the garden that you've been so drawn to. And now this card that I pulled earlier, I felt pulled to flip it over. It's 8 of air, licorice. I'm going to open my book and see what the meaning of this is. First of all, 8 represents the number of build and destroy. You're at a pivotal point where you are able to and protected in the space of building or destroying. Destroy what you don't need, build what you do. It's just that simple. I know it's not that simple to do, but the concept is that simple. It says 8 of air, licorice. Also, air is significant here. It's really time to soar. Y'all see these cards have birds on them. It's time to just get up off the ground, is what I just heard. Know your limits and respect them. Proclaim your truth. Walk through the gate. That's just what I just said. It's about time. What holds us back is not always clear. We're feeling fenced in. I just got through saying we were a prison to our own. Did I not say that? Y'all don't play with me. Okay, look at the fence there. Okay, let's start over. I got excited. What holds us back is not always clear. We are feeling fenced in by the circumstances. What holds us back is not always clear. Are you feeling fenced in by the circumstances of your life? Staying isolated seems safe, but like this overgrown garden, I've been talking about a garden this whole message, y'all. This is just confirming. This overgrown garden, it can be a prison of your own making. I just said that. Know your limits. There is no shame in saying no. Boundaries, we talked about that. Constant internal dialogue may have silenced you. We talked about the trauma of that, how you internalize other people's projections and you make it your inner voice. But your body can no longer hold that story inside. Take responsibility for your thoughts and clear a path to freedom. Licorice heals vocal cords. Speak your truth aloud to others. It will give you power. A power shared is a power multiplied. Licorice medicine is soft and sweet. Be kind to yourself as you meet your boundaries head on. Y'all, I don't know. That just confirmed everything that I've been saying in this whole message. Let's just review it real quick. You're feeling fenced in. We talked about that. You've been isolated, but it's time to ask for help. We talked about uprooting the weeds that are negatively impacting you and using them to alchemizing that and using it for fertilizers to grow. Their inner voices silence you. You feel like you couldn't say nothing. And I even hear you feel like you couldn't hear spirit. You couldn't hear God. You couldn't hear universe speaking to you. You couldn't connect to nature. You feel disconnected from the positive experiences in your life because you're so used to shit being fucked up. But it's like some of that you're creating for yourself because you're recreating patterns. And it's just time for you to take, like it says here, responsibility for your thoughts and clear a path of freedom. Clear that shit out. we're in the energy of that right now. We're in the energy of people that have been going through so much and always really been in a space of underdog. It's really shifting. Y'all see the stuff that's going on in the world. You gotta feel it. It's heavy. It feels like a rainy day on your mind, body, and spirit, but that's only a distraction. Because when you feel like that, you're not as productive. You don't want to get out of bed. You know, the winter comes, you in the cold season. You're like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to go. But that's just a distraction. That's 3 months. The other 9 months of the year, we in sundresses. We feeling good. We mixing and mingling. We going to poetry nights. We going to see family. Don't let, oh, I just heard Spirit say, don't let the 3 months of the year, don't let this season be a determining factor of the other 3 seasons. Let's let it be a growth season. Let it be a healing season. Let it be a restart season. Let it be a get your summer body together season. That's all that is. That's all that is. And it's Spirit, what is the message directly? It says you're being asked to, it's open up, sorry. You're being asked to open your heart to another. And in another, it could be a relationship, it could be a family ship, it could be a business ship. In this case, with us talking about raising kids while healing from trauma, also opening up your heart to your child, because you might not realize you're closed off because you're trying to protect your inner child, but they need to touch that. They need to see that you're human. Stop doing, sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too, you do everything for your child and you're neglecting yourself, but they're watching that behavior. You think you're being a good parent, and you are, no shade, no tea. You think you're being a good parent by self-sacrificing, but they're watching you self-sacrifice, and then they're going to self-sacrifice. Fix your plate first. You made enough for them to eat. Why they plate gotta go first? Fix your plate first to show them how to treat themselves so that they don't develop self-sacrificing behaviors. And I just heard for somebody, it's not too late. We all start off making mistakes. We're going to make mistakes all the way throughout parenthood. It's not too late. And talk openly about it with your children. Let them know, I started fixing my plate first because I was raised with self-sacrificing, self-deprecating behaviors, and now I want to change that. And you need to know that at any time that you want to set boundaries and rules of engagement for other people, you can do that. You can change your mind. So the card says you're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. This goes out to people who, it can be in relation to somebody else, but this card is also for yourself. Open up to the part of yourself that wants the better for you. And stop succumbing to other people's inner voice that you've internalized. Everything in your life, in your head, that's telling you something negative about yourself, that's not you. Why would you have you fucked up? Like, make that make sense. So, it's not really about that. It's about your relationship with yourself. It's really about your relationship with yourself. Open up to the best part of you. That's what this is really about. Open up to the best part of you. You deserve that. Spirit, I want to pull one more card to confirm this message. Somebody needs a little bit of affirmation here. Okay, look what came out on the, look what flipped over. Fresh start. You have permission to weed out what you don't need. 8 of Air. To destroy what you don't need. To use that to build what you do, to get out of the fence and the prison of your own mind, and to let, we have been talking about sprouting the plant, creating the life that you want by planting new seeds. And this is the last card that came out, fresh start. You had a fresh start, babe. At 8, with building, it just confirms the whole message. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to the gift that you've been given. And I just heard you stepping into that and prioritizing yourself. It's going to trickle over to your children. I just heard you're not going to keep creating that trauma. You're making the better choice. And for the missteps that you have made, you need to give yourself grace. And just be, I hear, but be open and communicative with your children. Let them know your process and your journey. No one is perfect. But I hear the song, but you're perfect for me. You're the perfect parent for them. God gave that child to you. You know what to do. You just got to do it. You just have to do it, baby. So proud of you in advance. I'm so proud of you in advance. Resolution on the bottom of the deck. It's a choice. That question mark is not really there for real because you're already protected in this journey. Like sometimes you may have some questions about if you're going the right way, but you got this. You got this. It's about listening to your inner child, your inner voice. Your inner child is your intuitive voice because, like I said earlier, it's untainted. You want to roll around in the goddamn grass outside? You want to go running in the rain? I don't want to do it because I might get sick. I don't want to do it because I don't know what people think. Fuck all that. Look what just brought up. Be present. Be childlike. Lighten up. That's what just came out of the deck. Yeah, you're an adult now, so you have the wisdom that if you run in the rain to go in and take a shower, dry up, wrap yourself up, make sure you don't get sick. You have the wisdom. This is why I said 1 for understanding, 2 for wisdom, 12 coming out, 12. You have the wisdom and an understanding. I apologize. 1 for knowledge, 2 for wisdom, which creates understanding. You have the wisdom, the knowledge and wisdom that creates the understanding now. You're not in the dark. You're not a child, but you can move with childlike intuition, precision. Connect the two. That's what came out on the bottom of the deck. Be brave enough to connect the two. Move in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of an adult, but with the heart, the lightness of a child. Y'all, I just said the heart. Look what's right here. This is the end of this message. I knew that this card was going to end up coming out. Compassion. Yes. Connect your inner child, the knowing of your inner child, with the wisdom of your adult experiences. Be brave enough to act on it and be compassionate with yourself. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, a horrible friend to yourself, be a loving comforter who always has your back. And I hear with this card, as above, so below. When you do this for yourself, it's going to trickle to your kid. You're not going to have to worry about being a good parent because you're the way you're treating yourself is just going to overflow onto your child. Spirit is telling me to wrap this message up before 45 minutes. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to be obedient to that. We're getting close to that. So I affirm the newness of your journey, the healing of your triggers, the transmutation of your trauma into a fresh start, a fresh plant, a fresh seedling for you to exist as you should in your most elevated form. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, all that information will be attached to this message. I affirm that this message lands with who it should, exactly how it should, when it should. It is timeless. It is for your inner child. It is in order to create an inner, a soft and nutrient soil for yourself and the child or children that you have. It is to create new generational patterns. It is to affirm a shift to the positive. It is beautiful and it is new, but based in the foundation of ancestral protection and knowledge. Okay? I love you. Peace, gods and goddesses. You got this. We got this. Okay? Compassion. Be compassionate to yourself. Allow that to overflow onto all that you are meant to touch. Okay? You first. Priority. You first. Protect you, your boundaries first. I love you. Adios.